So I thought this would be a cool example because I talk about it a lot. Let's break down how to create a power word from a statement of intention. So any phrasing for an intention for spell work needs to be extremely specific. It can't just be I want money. It can't just be I want a job. It can't just be I need to pay my bills. It can't just be I want to have less stress in my life. You know, phrases for intention need to be specific, exactly what you want, because Magick finds the easiest way, the shortest route from point A to point B. It's like lightning, right? Lightning finds the shortest way to dissipate itself. That's why it goes for the tallest tree. And in my books, I talk a lot about this, particularly in Magical Mastery and Magical Theater, and on how your intentional phrase is what fuels your magic. It's what targets it targets what you want. So the more specific you are, the closer to the bullseye you are. So I'm actually going to throw you guys a bone here, and I am going to give you an example. So the example that I have for you is I will acquire a teaching position at Red Apple School. So it's saying what you want and where. In this case, it is specific to what and where, rather than I just want a teaching job at a school, right? It's exactly what you want and where it is. So this goes in line with, sending an application and going to an interview and rocking out of the interview. So there is the connotation that you will have to do your own work afterwards. Remember the magical sandwich, you have the mundane action, the spell work, and then the mundane action. Your mundane action before is, studying up and preparing and sending out the application and stuff, and then you have the spell work, and then you have studying up for the interview and actually doing your best at the interview. So we have that intentional phrase. So what we are going to do now with this intentional phrase is we eliminate all of the repeating letters. So I'm not going to exactly break all this down for you, but you can try it for yourself. You can pause the video and whatnot. So you take all the letters, so you write the phrase down, and then on the next line, you would write all of the letters as they appear once. So you have so for example, you have the I and then the W. The next letter is an I, so you wouldn't write that. Then you would write the L, and since there's two L's, you would only write one. Then you write the A, the C, the Q, the U. We already have I, then an R, and then an E. We already used A, and so on and so forth. And what we come up with is a set of letters. And then you play around with these letters and you move them around until they form a word that you can actually say out loud. And the example that I have is now what's demonstrated here. And I'm going to try to pronounce it for you. Guaculredthepisnock. So that random bit of gibberish that I just said out loud, which actually took several tries, embarrassing. I'm not going to make my own blooper reel. But that becomes the power word. Now you can take that exact nonsense power word that you made and you can create a sigil out of it, whether it's taking it with a planetary square. In this case, I would use Jupiter because you're talking about expansion. You might even want to use Mars or Mercury, depending, on personal preference and whatever energies you think mostly align with your true intention of this spell. You can use the magic squares to produce a rather complicated sigil in this case, and then you can empower that sigil. A really good book for how to empower sigils that's not made by me, so it's not a shameless plug yet, is Frater UD's Practical Sigil Magic. I also have for you that would be good for empowering sigils, power words, and such is Handy Sigil Magic, which goes mainly over kind of like the basics of it. And then if you want to get really complicated and make it into a whole dynamic ritual, I have Magical Movement. So any of these books would be helpful in empowering power words and sigils and getting them to be a very powerful dynamic ritual to acquiring the goal that you are looking for. So you can take these power words that you create, the intention, and then the power words that you create, and then you begin to program them. You step into visualization in a meditative state. You make a whole ritual format. You build your temple, you invoke all your deities and such, and then you go into a meditative state. You picture exactly what you want that intention to be. Think about the Necronomicon spellbook, right? What is the outcome that you are looking for? So you put yourself in that state emotionally, mentally, all of that. Call up those emotions and raise that energy up, and then yell the power word, program it in your mind, bash it into your deep subconscious. Take that sigil and gaze at it and chant that power word and watch it become activated. When we activate sigils, they change visually to us with a it's very specific to everybody, but everyone that activates sigils, they either see something change or they feel something change when it is activated. And then what you can even do with power words and sigils, if you check out these, you can activate them on the go, and then more on the go and more in a dynamic ritual format. So you can create sigils that are programmed in your deep conscious and connected with these pathways of energy, that you can bring up that feeling, that emotion, and activate that energy within you like that. Well, it's a little faster than that, but you guys get the point. So this has been a little bit on how to create a power word, and I kind of went into how to create a sigil out of it. I might even make a more expansive video on that later, but let me know what you guys think about this, if it helped, if you've used this kind of thing, and any of your own experiences. You guys can always drop me comments down below, shoot me an email. You can check out my Facebook group, even on the community page, where you can drop comments and stuff. Here on YouTube, you guys can always suggest videos. So let me know what you think, and good hunting. Thanks for watching my video. So if you want to check out my playlists, I have, among others, the Simon Necronomicon, the Tree of Life, General Magic, Tulpamancy, a playlist on my books, the elements, stones, the theories that govern magic, and the gods and goddesses of Mesopotamia. If you want to check out my books on Amazon, I have Creating Consciousness, Magical Mechanics, Magical Theater, Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Movement, which is an update and expansion upon Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Mastery, which is a combination masterwork of Magical Theater and Magical Mechanics, and The Guide to the Spheres and Beyond. You can also find me on Facebook at Magickology YT. You can email me at priestofthenecro@gmail.com, and you can even check out my Instagram, which is Magickology. And good hunting.